Hello lovely friends. I have a new hideous cold, slightly different from the last cold I had. I wear a mask on the tube and stuff. I swear my workplace is just so infested with horrible viruses and stuff. So anyway, if I sound a little bit croaky, it's because I've got yet another cold. Now this week, I did reach, to be fair, for some classics. And I also reached for a few things that I haven't worn in a long time. And then, if you hang around until after what I actually wore, I've also been doing a lot of sniffing. So I've got loads of samples, not samples, but I've got loads of little strips here to talk about from all over the place. I had to go to Boots, so I did some sniffing there. And the new Body Shop has just opened near Bond Street. So while I was on the way, I was like, let me go and have a sniff of some things I've been looking at. So let's start with a classic for me. I think I've got my winter warmers video coming up on Wednesday, and I'm pretty sure that this is in there. So you'll see, even though, to be honest, on the day I wore this, it had got really mild again. We had a day this week that was 17 degrees in November. Like, for the UK, that's so strange. Although I can't remember the last time I could wear a Halloween jumper, because Halloween is never really cold anymore. So, you know, but bonfire night used to be cold. Not so now. Stash Unspoken from SJP, one of my more impressive dents in a perfume. So I just think this is gorgeous. This is just a lovely, cosy, very sweet, beautiful, comfy, second skin kind of perfume. It is actually, to be honest, too sweet for a 17-degree day. I just wasn't expecting it, so I didn't really have to top up too much on this, because when it was a bit warmer, it lasted for ages on me, and I could really smell it, and it was very sweet. This has a lot of tonka in it. It's powdery. It is a bit floral. Let me just read you the notes. So you've got quince and pink pepper in the top. You've got mid notes of honeysuckle, wisteria and peony. Base notes, tonka bean, sandalwood, musk and olibanum. And I do always think of this as being like a tonka, sandalwood and honeysuckle perfume. Occasionally I can get a little hint of the wisteria. You definitely get a bit of musk and olibanum, but I think really the honeysuckle, tonka bean, sandalwood is the thing I get in the main. I know people often smell quite a lot of quince. I do get a little bit of that in the top, but I think it's so sweet and powdery to me that I don't really pay much attention to that, and the pink pepper is not bothersome here. I really genuinely don't enjoy pink pepper very much when it's in perfumes. I much prefer black pepper. It's just so pretty. It's so cozy. It's a really wonderful reach in cold weather. It is like putting on a little jumper. It's really lovely. So I wore that one. And then let's get rid of her and move on. Well, of course, I don't need to talk about it too long. It's one of my absolute favourites. It's just an absolute ride or die nowadays. I don't know what I've done my whole life. This made me a vanilla person. Maybe not in the traditional way that a lot of YouTubers, when they love vanilla, they really love vanillas, including gourmand vanillas. But for me, discovering the love of the non-gourmand vanillas, Eau Duelle, beautiful. This was a partial bottle, but I have actually used quite a lot of this one. And the colour is so glorious, it's so beautiful. Although, to be honest, it smells so perfect when it's new as well. Like the smaller bottle I have of this smelt perfect when it was just a kind of pale, transparent yellow. And that one's getting a little bit more caramelly in colour. It's getting darker. But, I mean, there's never a time when Eau Duelle isn't perfect. It's so easy to wear for me. I just love it so much. I do think when you first spray it, it has an aromatic nature that is a little bit, maybe you'd say it was slightly medicinal, but once it dries down, it's the perfect sweet, sheer, kind of slightly sugary, non-creamy vanilla. And with the greenness in here, with the freshness, I was so happy wearing this. I love this perfume, and it is very expensive, and I've never found a dupe of it, not an affordable one. Yeah, I've smelled loads of things that smell like it, but they're all equally expensive. So I always say Le Parfum from Lalique is my kind of chosen alternative to this nowadays, because I don't love it as much, but I do think it's in like the same family in terms of how it smells. I actually think that one's a little bit warmer because it's not quite so fresh. So it's a little bit more kind of cozy than this one. This is just, Oof. So it's bourbon vanilla, elemi resin, juniper, cardamom, pink pepper, oliban and black tea, bergamot, ambergris, musk and saffron. There's something about the ambergris that gives a bit of saltiness to this EDT and the EDP that I think just really elevates this. They're just, so beautiful. So anyway, that was a very happy day wearing that. Now, this is such a random one. So I found this when I was going through my box of... So I have a box under my wardrobe where my backup bottles are staying nice and cool. But I also keep things in there that I'm kind of not sure how I feel about them yet. And maybe it's not the right season to wear them. Or I've kind of not got a space to have them with my permanent collection. So I put them in that box and I think I'll let them age up for a little bit in a nice cool place and then I'll try them out again. This one randomly is one that I just thought I'd decluttered. I don't even remember putting it in that box, but I found it. This is Jil Sanders Poudre Intense. So with the black liquid. So the Poudre Intense is basically the original Jil Sanders Poudre, but with cocoa powder. And I was like, I'm just going to try this again because these are really rare now. Like, these have been long discontinued. And I figured this is such a rare perfume. I'm going to try it again and see how I feel about it. Because I did like it when I first got it. I haven't kept many Jil Sanders because for some reason, again, the more I did this channel, the more I realised quite a lot of Jil Sanders perfumes have aroma chemicals in that I really don't get along with. Some of the other, like, kind of softly that are in this bottle, they have loads of ambroxan and I couldn't wear them. This one, I did actually quite enjoy wearing this. It sort of reminded me a little bit of Prada Candy in a way, except that this is even more powdery, more baby powdery, and it doesn't have the caramelly feel, but it does have overlaps with, well, actually the Corez black sugar I've got, but instead of the caramel and black sugar, it's like this is baby powder and chocolate. So it's very cocoa powdery. This is, let's have a look, Freesia and mandarin orange in the top, heliotrope and cacao in the mid, cashmere, sandalwood and vetiver in the base. So I think I liked this one enough. I did wear it for the whole day. I put it on in the morning thinking I'll try it, see how I get on with it. And I just carried on wearing it throughout the whole day. And to be honest, I could smell it on my clothes all day. I could smell it on a lot of my skin. When I got in the shower the next day and the hot water hit my skin, I really could smell this again. And it gets very sweet, but like a very sweet skin scent. Yeah, you can really smell the heliotrope. So yeah, I'm keeping hold of it. I'm probably not going to be talking about it loads because you can't really get hold of it, I don't think, anymore. But yeah, so kind of fun. That was nice to break that one out again. I genuinely thought I'd already decluttered it, so... All right. And then we have, I did say, I think, last week or the week before. Yeah, no, it must have been last week. I wore the mint version of this, and I was planning to wear this one. Oh. So I had this big body spray before I had the perfume. This is Fresh Cream. Look, it's actually changed colour. This was lighter. It's got a bit darker, and it is because it's so sweet. So this is kind of more yellowy, caramelly coloured than it used to be. It's so... I just find it very comforting. It smells like very sweet breast milk to me. Very sweet, creamy breast milk. So it has a kind of real feel. And I think I said I recently smelt the Fleur Heavy Cream, and that one does also have a kind of realistic smell, but I get the sourness that some people get from this. I got that one in the Heavy Cream, and then I got a kind of, I think it was like a condensed milk kind of smell I got from that. It's sweet in a kind of different way than this. I'm just very fond of this, especially first thing in the morning when it's a bit chilly. Like, I really like wearing this when I've got a robe on. I don't necessarily wear it all day. I did wear the mint one all day because I think that one, because it's got a freshness to it, it's not quite as obviously kind of milk smelling or cream smelling as this one. But it's so comforting. You can now get the Fresh Cream Eau de Parfum. Is it, or an eau de toilette? Anyway, in the bottle that I have, the little square bottle of the perfume. You can get that in the UK now on the Philosophy UK site, which means obviously now you can get it in other sellers as well. So when I first talked about this and when I first got the other one and when I got all of the Philosophy Fresh Cream range that I was testing out in the body spritz, you couldn't get this like officially in the UK. You couldn't buy the perfume in the UK. I had to get like a second hand one, and it probably cost me a fair bit of money. But now you can get them fresh from Philosophy UK. So let's see. The notes here say whipped cream, milk, powdery notes, sweet notes, and floral notes. I'm just out of interest going to look it up on the actual Philosophy site and just see. Firstly, let's see how much it is. So Philosophy UK, what does it say? £10 delivery. That's insane. So fresh cream. It's an eau de toilette. They've got 20% off at the moment, apparently, guys. You can get it in a 15ml for 23. You can get a 60 ml for 37. That's not bad. I mean, I feel like I probably paid that much for a partial one. Or you can get it in a 120ml bottle for £59. Actually, not too bad in terms of prices, to be honest. So what does it say about it, though? Creamy vanilla, heliotrope and tonka bean. Combining a fragrance as soft as a cloud. Treat yourself to a smile. But if I scroll down, it says fragrance notes of whipped cream, buttercream and tonka bean. So who knows? But anyway, it's very comforting. I really enjoy it. If you can find a good one of these for a good price, I genuinely don't sense a huge amount of difference between the body spritz version and the perfume. The perfume's a little bit thicker, a little bit sweeter. It maybe lasts a little bit longer, but only a little bit. Like, it's because it's only an eau de toilette. I don't find them like hugely different experiences to wear. I just now keep that one to wear in really cold weather, and this is for kind of milder cold weather, just because it is just that little bit more transparent. But if you can find a massive bottle of this for a good price, it's going to last you for ages. So yeah, I really like fresh cream. I think it's lush. And then this is one that I put on a weekend morning. Normally, just to let you know, this is normally a white cap. It's just that I managed to get some perfume on it that kind of melted part of it off. I just used some nail varnish remover to remove the rest of it, so it didn't look so messy. So this is Jeanne en Provence, à la ombre d'Amandiers. It's another classic kind of weekend morning skin scent for me. I'm going to have to get a drink, guys. This is ridiculous. Sorry, guys, I just had to take a little... Can you hear that? A little sparkling water break, because, my God... Ugh, my throat. This is soft, floral, creamy, sweet. It's a dream of a affordable perfume. You can get it for about £12 for, I think these are about 50 or 60ml or something. I mean, I feel like if you like things like Blanche Bête, you might quite enjoy I always get it right. À la ombre d'Amandiers from Jeanne en Provence, because I feel like it's in that same kind of slightly milky, a little bit sweet. It's not as thick and strong as Blanche Bête, but it kind of gives me that same feeling when I'm wearing it. Although my husband doesn't like Blanche Bête, and he's never said he doesn't like this one. So this is orange blossom, bergamot, mandarin orange and lemon in the top. Then the mid notes are almond, milk, praline, and then the base notes are musk, iris, and vanilla. It's just gorgeous. It's a really easy wear. It's perfect for me first thing in the morning. Because I pretty much only ever have lavender things either on me or on my bed for sleep. But if you like to wear perfumes to bed, I think this is going to be great for you. Some people find it a little bit citrusy. I get more of the almond milk, to be honest. I do citrus. So then another one I reached for when I was just feeling a bit rough. I just wanted to wear favourites. It's just so gorgeous. Let me just spray it out. Oh, it's just heavenly. I do love almond. How many of these have got almond in? I always think this smells a bit like it's got almond in, just because it's heliotrope just smells quite almondy to me. Okay. Donna Acqua from Valentino. They are continually releasing things in these square kind of whatever these are, the bottles that are like this but in the square form, and they're continually chemically and disappointing. And then you have this gorgeous thing that they discontinued. Another one that I've put a good dent in. It starts from here. I think I've just gone a little bit past halfway here with how much I've used. I just love it. It's just beautiful. They need to bring it back immediately so that everyone else can enjoy it too. I always read the Fragrantica notes, even though I don't think they're complete or necessarily particularly reliable. It says almond and pear in the top, mid notes frangipani, jasmine, base notes sandalwood and hawthorn. I know that there's loads of tonka bean in this as well. And I say it every time, it's very, very sweet, but it's sweet in a tonka bean way and not necessarily vanillic. It's not like a vanillic smell. If I want almond, pear and vanilla, I will wear Burberry Brit, which I nearly wore. But again, because it's in that weird kind of weather, I was like, maybe the EDT might be a bit light, but I think the EDP is still going to be a bit much. So anyway, I went for Donna Acqua. Just had a good cough and a rearrange. Okay, so next, again, cozy. It was a lot about coziness this week. And this is so cozy. It makes me smile. It's so cozy. It's super unisex. Gorgeous, sweet, aromatic lavender, but very kind of so sweet that it's almost creamy. It always squeaks, this lid. It kind of puts my teeth on it. But I've just got this tiny bottle because when I bought J'ose from Eisenberg, it was extremely affordable. It was like, I don't even remember how much it cost me, but it was something insane, like 20 quid or something, 20 something quid. Holy cannoli, I can't stop coughing. Anyway. So J'ose I got from Latino. They obviously were just having a special offer on it, and maybe I might have got this one. I think I got it completely wrapped up, so I think it was brand new, but it could have been one of their special offers where it's already been opened and returned, so they did it for cheap. But they had quite a lot of Eisenberg for cheap, and now they're all kind of full price again, and I'm like, ooh, I used to be recommending this as being quite an affordable one, but now it's not actually hugely affordable. I think it's like 50 something quid for this little bottle. Is this a 30ml? Yeah, this is just a little 30ml. It's gorgeous. I love this. I think... I don't know that I've put the video up yet, have I? No. But I have been asked a few times about how I feel about Violet Ida from Miller Harris. And I just want to say, TK Maxx have proper sized bottles of Violet Ida, but they're not in the normal purple bottle. They're the more modern ones that just have the label. That perfume, I think, is like £35 on TK Maxx and in store. They've got quite a lot of Miller Harris at the moment, but they have Violet Ida. If you want it, go to TK Maxx or go online to TK Maxx and see if they've still got it, because it's like so ridiculously affordable compared to how much it normally is if you get it from Miller Harris. So Violet Ida. I don't love Violet Ida, and I'm not entirely sure what it is, other than the fact that I think Miller Harris just isn't a house for me. I don't really get on with Miller Harris very well. So there's something about it I really like, but I also don't want to really wear it. There's something about it that just doesn't work for me. But it kind of reminds me of a few things, and one of the things it reminds me a little bit of is J'ose. It has a kind of similar texture, it's got a similar sweetness, there are very kind of similar vibes. It's just that this one has different unusual notes, if you see what I mean. This still feels kind of purple, but it's not violet, it's lavender. And actually I was thinking about it, and the other one that I kind of think smells similar is Kayali's the Silk Santal, the kind of male stroke unisex version of the Velvet Santal, that's the one. So the Silk Santal is the one that was aimed at women, which is really tarry. I really liked the Velvet Santal, which was her husband's scent, and that one as well, kind of, I think that's sage. It's that one somewhere in between Violet Ida and Mon Guerlain. So, like, if you can kind of get an idea of the texture. So I do like a lot of things that smell a bit like Violet Ida, but there's just something about that perfume that doesn't work for me personally. J'ose, on the other hand, this works for me. I've had a couple of occasions in the past where I've sniffed it, or I've attempted to wear it, and I've thought maybe it smelled a little bit too masculine on me. But most of the time, I love it, and I loved it this time. I wore it all day. It was on my working from home day, and I felt so cozy. It was so sweet. It made me want to take a nap, unfortunately, which is which I never do during the day, because otherwise I'd never be able to sleep at night. But anyway, this is a weird concoction, but I think it smells fantastic. Top notes are mint, Amalfi lemon, jasmine and bergamot. Middle notes are lavender, coffee and artemisia. Base notes are amber, sandalwood, patchouli, musk, vanilla, tonka bean and moss. So I'm going to look at the votes. yeah, lavender is at the top and then coffee. Personally, I'd put lavender, I'd probably put sandalwood, and then I'd definitely put tonka above coffee. When I first spray it, I can get a scent for the kind of Artemisia mint situation, and I can get, musk, I guess, but yeah, a lot of lavender, a little bit of coffee, loads of tonka bean, definitely a bit of vanilla, definitely sandalwood. It has that powdery quality that I quite enjoy in this kind of perfume, and again that you also get in Violet Ida. So, but this is my kind of version of that scent. I love it. I think it's beautiful. All right. So next one, I think maybe this is discontinued, but I think you can still get this relatively easy. I see this all the time on eBay. But I also have a pretty decent, affordable alternative. In fact, there are a couple of perfumes that smell a little bit like this one, but this is my favourite version of this particular scent profile. It might be the original version as well, to be fair. It's so ladylike, and it's kind of, I'm not going to say chic. I think it's like got a respectable smell about it. This is YSL Cinema. It's also got one of the coolest bottles. So beautiful. I mean, part of the reason I wanted to try this in the first place is because I love this bottle. I love cinema. I was briefly a sort of film media student, so I wondered if one day I might go into that, but there it is. Gorgeous. So this is almond blossom, clementine and cyclamen at the top. Middle notes of jasmine, peony and amaryllis. Base notes vanilla, amber, benzoin, white musk. You definitely get some muskiness, you definitely get vanilla in this, you definitely get a bit of amber and benzoin, and then it's a lot of almond blossom and a really gentle, not too tangy clementine. It's really gorgeous. It's so pretty, it's very ladylike. Can I use the word demure? I mean, I feel like that kind of matches this. I'm trying to just catch where it says cinema. It has a very kind of well put together lady feel about it, but it doesn't really smell like a boss lady to me. It smells kind of soft and pretty. It's a lovely perfume. It's always lovely to wear, but it's one of those things that I really only crave like once or twice a year. But anyway, so alternatives, there are a few. So there is one that I actually have. I wore this when I was at home. It just doesn't last very long, but it is very affordable in comparison. And it is Hammam from Tessier d'Orient. That one you can get on Natino, not Natino, what's it called? Makeup UK. And you can normally get it for well under £20 for quite a big bottle. And it is like a kind of fresher, more citrusy version of Cinema. I think it's actually maybe intended to be a bit of a dupe of Cinema. Then the other one, which I also have, is Jimmy Choo Illicit. This is kind of like a gourmand take on Cinema. It's still quite floral and it is very sweet, but this one has caramel and honey in it, so it's just got a little bit of a kind of thicker gourmand edge. And Cinema I can wear in kind of autumn weather, whereas Illicit is one that I would wear in kind of colder weather because it's a little bit thicker. And then, let me just see if it's actually compared here or whether I'm going to have to go into Illicit to find it. I might have to go to Illicit. There was another one that I tried that definitely dried down to smell like both. Here we go. So I had a sample of this. This is Place Vendôme from Boucheron. And I didn't like it, to be honest, as much as I like Cinema and Illicit, because Place Vendôme starts off a little bit screechy to me. It does dry down to increasingly get to smell like Illicit and a little bit like Cinema. They're maybe a little bit more orange blossomy than they are almond blossomy, but they're very similar. So like any that you can get for a similar price or an affordable price, if you don't want to get Cinema, then totally makes sense. All right, guys, so let's talk about all these other things, and anyone who's not interested can now switch off. So I have been sniffing. What have I got here? I've got so many. All right, I'm going to have to get these all up one by one. Now, obviously, I had to go and try this guy. We Believe in Glinda from Lush. So I actually went to Lush to exchange my Super Fairy because I just wasn't loving it. So I exchanged it for another bottle of Sleepy because I get through that stuff so quickly. And I'm probably more than halfway through my most recent bottle. So I thought I'm just going to, re-up on that while I can. Although, of course, now I know Lush are bringing out a bunch of other perfumes. Some point this month. I don't think they've released a date for it yet, and I haven't seen too many specifics about the notes. I'm not really sure which one of those I'm going to be, if any, if I'm interested in them, but I obviously will go and smell them. But anyway, so We Believe in Glinda, I was really excited because, let's have a look. It says, fragrance of Parma violets, charmed with powdery vanilla absolute, airy sweetness. And I was excited because I love violet. I really do quite like Lush's violet as well. Sometimes they use violet leaf, sometimes they use, I think, the actual flower violet. And I was really excited about it being with a vanilla because I don't really have many violet perfumes that are super vanilla-y. I have Periwinkle and Iris from the Embrace range by Vera Wang, and that's very sweet, but it's kind of a bit sugary, creamy sweet. There's a bit of vanilla, but I wouldn't call it a violet vanilla. So I was really excited, and then I went in, and it kind of smells like sherbet. It kind of smells like berry sherbet. So this has violet, vanilla, rose. It's violet leaf, and I think you can tell it's violet leaf. There's a tiny hint of greenness, even though this is very sweet. Rose oil, almond oil, orris. There's citral, limonal. So there's definitely a kind of citrusy feel in here. But the almond apparently is what is making it have a kind of berry smell. And it's really nice. But I didn't want it. I sprayed it on myself. It actually smells, this might be a personal thing, it smells, I think, nicer on the card than it does on my skin. It didn't last very long on my skin, which is quite unusual for a a Lush body spray. It reminds me of the Comforter. And I really like the Comforter in the bath. I really like the shower gel of the Comforter, but I don't like wearing the perfume of the Comforter. There's something about the dry down that I find a bit sickly, and the same with this. It smells like the lady in the shop. I won't take credit for this. She said it smells like Parma Violet sweets and refreshers. If you're not in the UK, I don't know if you know what refreshers are, but they're basically just little hard sherbety sweets. You get love hearts though, right? It's kind of like that. Like if you imagine love hearts and a violet flavoured love heart. Yeah, I don't really smell vanilla. And when I first sprayed it, I didn't really smell violet. I smelled more violet as it dried down, but it just kind of smells like Lush. There's something that's ever so slightly similar with this and Space Girl as well. Like if you imagine you took some of the Comforter and mixed it with Space Girl and maybe then put a tiny little bit of violet leaf in it, I think that's what We Believe in Glinda smells like. So yeah, I can still smell it, and it smells like a Lush shop. It smells like the sherbety side of a Lush shop. So I don't need this. This is not something I would want to wear. I have Space Girl and I have the Comforter shower gel. This is not violet-y enough, and it's not, vanilla-y enough for it to be interesting to me. It just kind of smells like Lush. So I didn't buy it, and I didn't love it, but it's a really nice perfume. It's just, I had slightly different expectations because Lush always do this thing where they're like, ooh, imagine Parma violets and delicious creamy vanilla or whatever. And I'm like, but it doesn't smell like that. Just say it smells like a sherbety Parma violet. Say it smells like a kind of raspberry or like blackcurrant and violet sherbet, and then at least I know what I'm getting myself in for, and I don't have to feel disappointed. Anyway, we'll see what the next bunch are like. So sticking with Wicked, I did go to Boots, so I've got the two Wicked for Good. I just put Wicked for Good pink. All I can smell on this now is just horrible, nasty aroma chemicals because it does have that. So this is Wicked for Good. The one in the pink bauble. This is Glinda Bubbly Pink, apparently, from Arianna Grande. And it honestly, it's a little bit kind of tarry, but not massively there's something else in here that's just a bit unpleasant that I think is not entirely tarry, it's just like really synthetic woods. And I found this so sickly. So it has been compared mainly to Mod Blush, and I kind of get that. But weirdly, I didn't really get a pink berry smell from this. It kind of smells like watermelon, like a very sickly sweet watermelon to me, which is very strange because I don't think there's anything in it that's supposed to smell like watermelon. But yeah, so Glinda Bubbly Pink is red apple, nectarine, pink pepper, mid notes of peony and tulip, base notes sandalwood, musk and cedarwood. But I was like, okay. It's been a long time since I smelt Mod Blush because Mod Blush really did smell like poison to me. And it's just smelled like a kind of generic, fruity, floral, very, very sweet perfume. So I mean, I don't know how much this smells like that, but I didn't love it. Actually, to be fair, guys, I didn't not just love it, I didn't like it at all. I thought it was hideous. And I think these new Wicked ones are kind of expensive, so yeah, not worth it. I'm just trying to find the other one on here, but that's going to be annoying. Have you noticed they've updated the Fragrantica website? I think the actual site has been updated, but they've really done a good job of sorting out the mobile site because it was very irritating to use before, so it's looking really good, I think. These are also supposed to be unisex. Now, the pink one, I think if you are thinking of this from an entirely traditional and stereotypical perfumery thing, the pink Wicked for Good one, whatever the hell it was called, Glinda, it's not unisex. It doesn't smell at all unisex. It smells incredible. It smells like a very young girl. Like, anyway. So the green one, I much prefer this bottle. I like the sleekness of it, and it kind of looks like a potion, and I like that. I tend not to like things that have got like frou-frou crowns and stuff, so this is a bit more my style. So this also smells really poisonous. It's got exactly the same aroma chemicals and fake woods in the base that the pink one does. It's just nasty. So this one apparently has top notes of plum, green apple and freesia, mid notes of cacao, vanilla, caviar and moonflower, base notes of vanilla, oak moss and agar wood, which is an oud. A very cheap fake oud, I would say. I mean, it's weird because I do smell a bit of vanilla in this, but it's not very vanillic, this perfume. It's compared to Mod Vanilla, but I think Mod Vanilla is nicer and more vanillic than this. And actually, Mod Vanilla, it does have a bit of that tarmy aroma chemical in it, but less so than the Mod Blush did. When you first spray this, I mean, I got oak moss. So much oak moss. It smelled green, but in quite a bitter, in the woods way, and then never really dried down to smell particularly good, and I don't think this one's very nice either, to be honest. It's alright, but it's just nothing special. If you can get Mod Blush or Mod Vanilla for cheaper, then that's what I would do. Unless you're like a collector, then I would say they're probably better value at this point than these, I imagine, because they're older. You can maybe get them for a better price, if they're even still making them, I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, when I think about the fact that the Elphaba from Lush, which you can still get in the Oxford Circus store, I don't think you can get it online anymore, but you can still get it. That one dries down into a woody vanilla forest, and that is great. Elphaba from Lush is one of the only newer body sprays from Lush that I've bought and really enjoyed, and I'm quite looking forward to wearing that again. I was going to wear it the other day, but again, it was a little bit too mild. So anyway, not impressed. And then while I was in there, I also smell the new green Versace. Let me just get it up on Fragrantica. So this is Crystal Emerald. I actually love this bottle. I love this kind of emerald. And Crystal Noir. I like the colour of the actual glass, but the lid is, and the shape of the bottles, they are a bit ridiculous. But if this was in the 30ml, I love the big crystal. Because the crystal on the 30ml bottle is the same size as the bottle. It doesn't get wider at the top, but I love this colour. I love this kind of emeraldy colour. It's just beautiful. The perfume though, I'm sorry, but this is just Really? Weird time of year to release this as well. But anyway, that seems to be happening a lot because that Lolita Lempicka I got also super weird time to release it. This is just not very exciting. This is interesting that this is the first time in a while that they've released an actual new perfume in this range. They've done a couple of like parfums, I think. I mean, the Crystal Noir parfum was absolute pure tar. It was disgusting. But this one, the notes are bergamot, peach, pink pepper. The middle notes are sorbet, rosebud, raspberry, and jasmine. Base notes of white musk, tonka bean, and incense. It's so nondescript, I almost don't know what to compare it to. It has been compared to Cabotin, which is really mind-blowing because this is kind of soapy. It's very light. Maybe if I really kind of squint my eyes, I can think there is something of a whisper of the spring florally thing that you get with Cabotin, but I don't think it actually smells like Cabotin. Someone compared it to Rare. That must be one. I really hate on Fragrantica how some people go on and like ruin all the votes by just voting for things that don't actually smell anything like it, which is so lame. Imagine being so lame that that's what you do with your time. It's been compared to Very Sexy C by Victoria's Secret. I've never smelled a Victoria's Secret's perfume, so I can't comment. But that one is compared to Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana and Neroli Portofino and Moschino Love is Love or whatever that one's called. And I don't think... No, I'm not really getting that, but it is a very kind of light... almost like a summer floral more than a spring floral. I don't know. This is so nondescript, I almost don't know what to say about it. I'm trying to think of something that smells like it, but I can't. I feel like I've smelled a million things that smell a bit like this. It's not very strong. It's very slightly fruity. It's quite soapy. It's a little bit shampooey. And it's got a little bit of a kind of gentle rose and sort of watery fruits going on. And a decent amount of pink pepper I get, but I am, to be fair, very sensitive to pink pepper. It's just very nondescript. It's okay. I wouldn't smell anyone wearing this and be like, gross. But I also probably wouldn't pay any attention to them either, if you see what I mean. Like, it does remind me of something, and if I can remember what it is, I'll come back to you. I'll have to just pop up at another time and just tell you, but yeah, it's kind of, a bit boring. All right, so now... fun things. So I went to the Body Shop, like I said, and there were a couple of things I wanted to smell. One of them was the Sugar Pumpkin Body Mist. So I don't think this one's on Fragrantica. This one was one of the strongest things I smelled, to be honest, from there. Just because it's very gourmand. So you can still get this one in the actual Body Shop, and it does seem at the moment to be online. But let's see what it says about it. It says top notes frangipani, almond milk, apricot. Middle notes maple syrup, pumpkin seed, caramelized hazelnut. Base notes vanilla, warm milk, and creme brulee. Now, this smelled like biscuits to me, sort of that popcorny biscuit thing that I get that I really don't like. So I really didn't enjoy this, but it does smell a little bit creamy, caramelly. It smells like all the stuff you get in a pumpkin spice latte, but without the coffee. And obviously without any form of actual pumpkin, because even though everything always says pumpkin, there's never actually any pumpkin in anything. But I can still smell a bit of this, and it's a body spray. So if you like Sol de Janeiro, the original 60 whatever it is and 70 whatever it is, the macadamia one and the pistachio one, those creamy biscuity ones, you might really enjoy Sugar Pumpkin Body Mist from Body Shop. So it's definitely worth looking out if you're in that kind of vibe. Yeah. Too biscuity, too gourmand for me. And then I smelled the new Christmas one, which is apparently trending. The Sugar Plum Passion Body Mist, which was so kind of, I don't want to sound rude, but so lame. It was slightly sparkly, very sugary, slightly fruity, very thin, very sheer. It was, I mean, if you're going to buy it for like a young girl for Christmas, super fun. Like, this is the kind of perfume that I would give to like a 7-year-old. Like, not in a rude way. I'm not like trying to be sassy. I'm just saying I would feel safe to give something this light and sweet and kind of fruity and fun to a literal kid in a way that I wouldn't give a kid any of these really strong perfumes. You know what I mean? Like maybe this one, but like nothing intense. So this one says, it's not listed out. Oh yeah, no, there it is. This is handy. I'm digging the Body Shop for giving me this. Top, plum sorbet, pink grapefruit and raspberry. Heart of apricot blossom, pink peony and magnolia. Base amber, white amber and cashmere wood. So it's very much about, I would say, the pink grapefruit, raspberry, plum sorbet are the strongest with a little bit of that blossomy floral. But yeah, I mean, I can't really smell it on here anymore, and I could barely smell it in the store. So it's very light. It's cute, but it's not particularly interesting. Now, one that was much stronger is the Cranberry Crush Body Mist from the Body Shop. So this one, I can still smell this, and this one was actually overtaking everything else in my pocket. This really smells cranberry juicy. It doesn't massively smell like much else, but it's really fruity, really bright. I think it's really pretty. I was almost tempted by this one because I don't really have a cranberry perfume, but I do have the Dr. Fragrance, I think it's called, or Dr. Scent perfume. It's called Cherry Mola, and that one has loads of these kind of bright, juicy, Christmassy berry smells in. So I was like, you don't need it. But I did think this one was quite cute. It's a little bit tart. So the notes in, what's this one called again? Cranberry Crush Body Mist from the Body Shop. Top, frosted cranberry, blood orange and mint leaves. Heart, elderflower, candied ginger and frozen cranberry. Base, bourbon, vanilla and nectarine. Now, that is way more complicated than I think this actually smells. I think it smells like very tart cranberries with maybe that blood orange mixed in, and a kind of fizzy sugariness, almost like it's like a kind of cocktail, like a cranberry cocktail. Probably the mint is helping with that kind of bright sugary feel, that kind of effervescent feel. It still really smells a bit like cranberry juice on here though, so yeah, I think that one's actually a good one. I liked that one. And then, my goodness, I was very happy about this. Now, this is an old perfume that they've brought back, and I wasn't expecting it because I didn't see it online. I don't think it's on their website, but they have it in the Bond Street branch, and I assume therefore also in the other branches of the Body Shop. One that I had when I was a kid. Tobacco Flower from the Body Shop. It's in a different bottle, but they have it as both a body spray and a perfume. So I'm just going to look down, actually, when did this come out? So this was 2000, so when I was a kid, I was 18. And I was really excited, so I sprayed it on my arm, I sprayed it on here, and then I wanted to have a think about it. I didn't want to just buy it, I wanted to see, because sometimes, genuinely, the Body Shop have a few of those tarry aroma chemicals sometimes in some of their newer perfumes, so I was like, you better test it. This is a wonderful unisex scent. It's light for sure. So I didn't test the body spray because they had an eau de toilette. So I tried the eau de toilette. It was very light on my skin. It maybe only lasted for maximum 4 hours. I can still smell a hint of something on here. I've got really the muskiness lasting. But it's a very cozy, pretty, very unisex perfume. I really actually enjoy it. I'm still thinking about whether I might want this. It could be something that I ask for Christmas because it's quite affordable. I think in the UK that I think they're quite small bottles. I don't know if they're 30 or 50ml. I didn't really check. But I think they were around £22. I mean, I could, to be honest, even ask for the body spray if I assume it's not going to be a huge amount different. Those are about 12, I think. But the notes in Tobacco Flower from the Body Shop are top notes of cardamom, coriander, mandarin orange, blood orange and violet leaf. Middle notes of rose, jasmine and iris. Base notes tobacco blossom, cashmere wood, sandalwood, musk, tonka bean, amber and praline. So there's a lot going on. I really think that the things you're getting the most here are the tobacco flower, the musk, the woods, and then a little bit of that cardamom. If you don't like cardamom, you're not going to like this. If you don't like normal tobacco, you might still like this because it's very much not just tobacco, it's the tobacco flower. So it is that kind of floral. It's just, and there is a sweetness. So like now on here, I'm getting a lot of the praline and musk in this dry down. I mean, honestly, the praline and musk is not a million miles away from what's in this, I would say, but they're just quite different perfumes. I think this is so pretty. I really suggest if you've got a Body Shop, you should go and try this one because it's an interesting perfume. I don't really know much I can compare to it, like that actually smells like it. People compare, I think that's a male perfume, the Dreamer from Versace. It's like a soft, spicy, aromatic. There's an Atelier cologne here. Oolong Infini, apparently. I've not smelt that. So that one has tobacco, flower and tea, guaiac wood, leather. Maybe that one from the notes looks like it might be a little bit more masculine than tobacco flower. There's some Joe Malone's. What's that one? Myrrh and Tonka. I don't really like Myrrh and Tonka. That one goes a little bit too masculine for me. This one I just think is cozy and comforting. I think this is rather beautiful. So yeah, tobacco flower from the Body Shop, guys. It's definitely worth looking that one up. And then I had a quick look because I have smelt some of these before. I actually owned Full Ylang from the Body Shop for a little while, but that one had the tarry aroma chemical in it, so I had to get rid of it. Unfortunately, it did not work for me. Let's have a look. So I tested out the Full Orange Blossom, this guy. I mean, honestly, if you want like a more affordable version of something like Diptyque's Eau d'Essence, I think this is a good option. So this is £42 for 75ml. And did I show you the picture, just in case? Full Orange Blossom. Really quite pretty bottles, I think, these, with the wooden lids. It's got that kind of green feel. It's got that slightly soapy, lotiony feel that you get with a lot of Orange Blossom perfumes. Soft petals, green leaves, woody stems, juicy fruit, sweet resin. Okay, hand-picked flower buds from the Nile in Egypt. That's pretty cool. Bergamots. And they're vegan, so that's good. Fresh citrusy. Oh, here we go. So you've got notes of bergamot, orange blossom, neroli and vetiver. And I do think this is actually quite a nice orange blossom. Orange blossom isn't my favourite perfumes, like my favourite kind of scent, so it's not one I always go for. But I think, like, in terms of what this smells like, it smells like so many other much more expensive orange blossom perfumes, and it's really quite affordable. And I can smell it still very clearly on here. And this is Saturday, and I went and sniffed these, I think, on Thursday. Yeah, because that's when the Lush one came out. So this was Thursday. Yeah. So then I tried Full Iris. Very pretty ombre bottle. Really, really nice. I can't really smell this one very much anymore. And this one smells a little bit more chemically to me. So I'm not so keen on the Iris. It's quite dry. It smells very unisex, this Iris, to me. There's not really any sweetness. It's got notes of juniper berry, iris, concrete, and cedarwood. It's got a little bit of a screechiness in here. I wouldn't recommend this as an Iris perfume. It's just like, I don't love it. But then the one that I thought was the strongest, although in all honesty, I can smell the Orange Blossom one a little bit better than this one now, but I smell, because this is, I think, the newest one, Full Magnolia from the Body Shop. And oh, it's actually got notes on here. I didn't even realise that. Oh god, I've been showing it to you guys. Is it even in focus? And it's got notes on. Well, I've been looking for the notes anyway. So Full Magnolia, this one says notes of green rhubarb, magnolia flower and whitewoods. Now, magnolia, not at all one of my favourite florals, but if you like magnolia, this is a really nice perfume. It doesn't smell evil or too chemically. It's vegan. Again, it's like 42 quid for 75 ml. And I think it's really quite a classic floral without smelling vintage. So I feel like if you like things like Beautiful Magnolia from, is that Estee Lauder? Let me just have a look. Yeah, from Estee Lauder. So I think there's a few flankers of that. Things in that range, then I think you might like Full Magnolia. If you like a really beautiful classic, almost a solely floral, because I didn't get huge amounts of rhubarb or anything from this. It's just like, there's just sort of a tone there of something slightly unusual and fruity. It's very Magnolia heavy. It really does smell like a classic floral, like I said, but without the kind of vintage touches that would make it like super ambery, super oak mossy, like, or no patchouli or whatever. It's kind of a clean, fresh floral. So, all right, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for spending time with me. If you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe. It makes a huge difference to my channel. And anyway, I hope you enjoy the winter warmers coming up, and I will be back next week. Hopefully not coughing my guts up the way I have in this video. The editing is going to be wild. So yeah, thanks very much again, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.